Hello! As you can see by today's title, we're doing something incredibly exciting. I saw this video and it entirely inspired me. And by inspired, I mean I want it. I want this done. However, I knew that this particular job was going to take a particular skill set. The art style is Cybersigilism, so I really wanted someone that specialized in that to do it. I figured I'd eventually have to travel for it. If I'm talking really fast, it's because my appointment is like basically now, so I have to make this quick. There was an artist that popped up on my Instagram feed specializing in Cybersigilism. Their work looked insane. When it popped up, I didn't think that it was local. I thought it was just, you know, someone showing their artwork. I follow lots of tattoo pages, so it would make sense for that to show up. They were local, so it's an early birthday treat to get my cat tattooed on my hand. I have a feeling it's gonna hurt really fucking bad. I've only ever seen people talk about how painful hand tattoos are. I've never seen someone be like, oh yeah, it was super easy. Anyways, see you in there. Alright, so this is the studio. One of my other artists is actually in the same studio, so I've been here before, knew the area, knew the parking situation, all that, which was really great. I do think this is such a cute spot. Like, they have just so many fun little decorations, little pieces of decor. Here is the artist actually working on the tattoo mock-up itself. So I did send her a bunch of pictures of my kitty cat. I also sent her pictures of my hands and like the dimensions so that some of this work could be done prior. If she had had to like do this all while I was here, it would have been a much longer appointment, obviously. But I was just really fascinated by this whole process. This is not her first time doing a cat cybersigilism tattoo. I was floored. Like, the artistry here is absolutely crazy. The fact that I can see my cat in this abstract little drawing is nuts. So here's what it looked like, just the stencil itself. Again, crazy cool. I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed. Tell me that's not the coolest thing you've ever seen. Come on. So from there, we got the stencil printed. We made sure the sizing was right for my hand. We did, of course, have to break apart the initial stencil to make it, you know, fit my anatomy, but I knew I was in good hands here, pun intended, because she just knew exactly what she was doing. In case you've never gotten a tattoo, I figured I would include all of these little tiny things, like, you know, the sanitary stuff, the shaving of the body parts, the stencil placing, all of those little details. If you've never gotten tattooed before, this is standard practice, but it's always just a fun part of it. It's kind of like the anticipatory build up to the actual tattoo itself. It's my favorite part.
She's lying. Her favorite part is when it's over.
You're just so excited and, again, like, anxious, but for me, a positive kind of anxious. Just waiting to see the artwork that's about to be put on my body. Once we both felt confident with the stencil placement, she then kind of freehanded some of the other details to, again, fit my anatomy. And once this was said and done, it was really time to get started. Yeah. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was very nervous with what the pain was going to be like. Also, this little ball, she made this out of saran wrap and maybe tinfoil, I don't know. It's so that you can fully open your hand around something for her to tattoo every little nook and cranny. I was just dead at this. Like, that is hilarious. I do have many other tattoos, but I've heard so many people talk about hands being a really painful placement. It's right on your bony fingers and your knuckles, and it makes sense, but because of that, I was incredibly nervous, especially as it got to like the final moments before the tattoo itself. I was nervous as I was afraid it was gonna like really, really hurt.
It's back here. Oh no.
As you can tell by my expression, it was spicy. It hurt. It was not the most pleasant tattoo I have ever gotten, but it also wasn't the worst. Like, overall, I think that it was a lot less painful than I was anticipating. I feel that's mainly because people just like really seem to emphasize just how painful it is, so I was expecting like hell on earth. It was not hell on earth. Did it feel good? No. Not even a little bit. But it was tolerable, at least to get the one hand done.
Then I want her. Still looks good.
That's okay.
Ooh.
It's more just like BTS of what it is like to get a tattoo if you've never gotten one. If you have, I'm sure you can basically feel this through the screen.
I did my first hand tattoo when I was 17, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
No way. How old are you now?
24.
Oh my gosh, you're young.
And you? I think you're young too?
Well, I'm 28.
What?
I'll be 29.
I was about to say you're 19 or something. I don't know.
That is such a compliment that I was 19. Wow. While it wasn't like insane pain, it was definitely a different sensation. Certain areas that she was tattooing, I could almost feel it like in my spine or like up my arm, just because I guess there's so much connective tissue there in your hands. But again, overall, painful, not as painful as people make it out to be. The whole process took quite a while, so you know that we were chatting hard the entire time. I have what I consider both a gift and a curse of being able to talk about literally anything with anybody for extended periods of time. So tattooing for me is usually a breeze in that sense. It was a lot of the back and forth, her doing the outline of the stencil, wiping every now and then so that she can see what she's physically doing. I feel like this is the most boring description in the entire world. So I'm gonna shut up and let you just enjoy the visuals of what the process looks like. That's, oh my god, sorry, I blinked not even. That is so cool. Oh yeah, that's it. Oh my god. How is it my head? That's insane. That is, oh my god. Once the outline was finished, we did take a little breather. It was probably like overall a 3 to 4 hour appointment. So we did take a little breather. Both of us just kind of stretch our limbs out. She sanitized the area. We put it in a little glove, had a snack, had a chill, had a chat, and then got right back to it. By this point, I was getting pretty antsy to have the tattoo finished. The actual shading itself, of course, is more painful, or at least just it takes longer, so then, you know, pain over time. It was starting to get to that point of being like, oh god, I don't know how much more of this I can do. Certain areas, especially with like the more passes going over them, like the fingers and knuckles, some of the areas of your hand that has less meat, more bone, they were quite tender. Each time there was, you know, something that needed to be touched up, or there needed to be like another pass through it, I was getting to my point of like, I cannot do this anymore. But we did indeed finish the whole thing in the one session, so here's the reveal. Okay, it's been a couple of months since I got the tattoo. I thought I'd check in on how it's finally looking now that it's healed, talk a little bit about the healing process. Here is how we are looking. I cannot show you this hand because it also has a tattoo on it, but one that you have not seen yet. Oh my god. I'm just gonna put that behind me. Here is how it is looking now that it is finally healed. I gotta say that, like, living with the hand tattoos as well changed my existence. I am so obsessed. As I have mentioned in other videos, or maybe even this one, I really don't love my hands, or at least I didn't. But having them tattooed, I love them so much. My favorite thing is when somebody compliments it, like, oh my god, I love your hand tattoo. I'm like, it's my cat. And they're like, wait, what? It's magical. It's a magical experience, and I'm just like tickled pink. I am tickled pink with the whole ordeal. Like, I'm just obsessed. So there were a couple of spots that did not heal perfectly. Like, you might be able to see it. I'm sorry, I'm so shaky. I've had a lot of caffeine today. You can see that, like, especially around some of the fingers, there's a few light spots in comparison to the rest. I think that's definitely my fault. First of all, the artist is incredible. I'll tag her below. You should really check her out. She also does a lot of guest spots and travel, so you never know. She could be coming somewhere near you. She really did a fantastic job. However, However, I have very dry skin, especially in the winter time. I got this done the end of March, beginning of April, which where you live, that might not be winter, but for where I live in Newfoundland, Canada, it is still very, very much winter. That definitely made it challenging. What was also challenging is how often you have to wash your hands. I have since learned that apparently I'm a very frequent hand washer. I'm very sensory. How can I put this? I have some sensory issues, one of which is my hands. My dad's the exact same way. Like, if there's anything on my hands, I can't function. I have to wash them. Even moisturizing, I'm not someone that typically moisturizes my hands because I hate the feeling of moisturizer. Anything at all on my hands, I do not like. So between using the washroom, which I also do very frequently, and just in general, cooking, going out in public, living life, the majority of the time your hand is not bandaged. I didn't want any bacteria to get in it and like cause an infection. So it was this teetering back and forth of like, I don't want to be overwashing it, but I also really don't want any germs to be getting in it, and it's your hands, like everything is on your hands. So I will say that if you're planning on getting a hand tattoo, definitely consider that. With most of my tattoos, I would use like Tegaderm or something like that. I have like my own little routine that I follow when I get a tattoo, but obviously I could not do that with my hands because they're hands. How many times have I said hands? Let's put a counter up here. Regardless, the healing was a little wonky. It took way longer than any other tattoo I've ever had to heal. I think it didn't stop formally having any scabs like a month after. The bulk of it wasn't like that, but there were certain spots in certain areas, especially around the fingers, that they just would not close. It would not heal, and it was bizarre because I've never had that experience before.
It then flaked for quite a while. Yikes.
Again, it's a very different body part, and it's a very open, used body part. That was a factor. They did not heal perfectly because of that. But that's okay. Tattoos are a very individual thing. Even if you do everything exactly the same, there's no guarantee that it's going to heal the exact same way because bodies are wild. So. But that has been this video, getting my kitty cat tattooed on my hand. As I've mentioned, I'm also getting my other hand done. I did indeed film that one as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to post it in like a part 2 vlog or if I'm going to post it just in a short form version. I made a little TikTok of this process as well. I might do the same thing, just keep it on short form for the second one. Primarily because it's so long ago now. I mean, not really. It was a little over 2 months ago now. But I have so much more footage and other videos that I want to get out. Like, do I spend the time and effort to really edit the second video, get that out vlog style, or do I keep it into like a short form content? Because it's really the same thing. The only thing that was different about it was the design, my other kitty cat, which is really cool. So I'm probably gonna do a short form version of that, not a vlog. If you really want to see the vlog, let me know and I will get it up for you. You can comment that down below or shoot me a message, whatever's easiest for you. But yeah, if you do want to see that one, assuming that I do that, be sure to follow my TikTok and Instagram and all those other things. And if you didn't hate seeing me or this video, you know the things to do to continue to see me and more of my content. You know it, I don't know what to tell you. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate you so very much for being here, spending this time with me, and I really hope that I will see you again in the future. Bye! Even the wave goodbye is so much cooler now.